First things first, my name is Kenneth Burr. My company is Black Series Edition LLC with Crystal Edge Technology screen. I get this light adjusted to make the light just right on the screen. Man, I tell you, definitely got to change out the whole entire floor screen because this would happen to be, it has to be the worst floor mat system I have ever used. Like, it is literally just separating all the time. Freaking headache. But anyway, we're going to be showing off why gray and white screens are not worth your time. And I hate, if you're into the whole gray products and all that, that's you, but keep in mind, you are not getting what you think you're getting out of that screen. They do make claims, I say all of them, I can't say all of them, but some have made claims that their products can read a heavy black level. I've seen this demonstration with the woman with the black makeup on some sites using high power projectors, high amounts of contrast, dark environments to try to give you the illusion and misleading you to making you think that you're actually reading a 100% infinity contrast level when you're not, because it's in the dark. That's why. And again, using a projector with a beat the amount of contrast. Now, projector we're using in our demonstration is our Sony VPL CX100. This is a very old projector. So before, it has no HDMI ports on the back of it, nothing special about it. Projector is 2700 lumens, and pretty much in this environment, that's not much. Usually in projectors, environments such like this, we'd be somewhere in the range of maybe 4,000, 5,000 lumens in this environment. But we're at a projector at 2700. We're going to be showing our meter readings. Our meter readings max out in this environment because they can't read, because we do have a lot of light that pushes off in this environment. Let me straighten up this floor. This is driving me nuts. Keep coming in and readjusting this thing over and over again. I spend more of my time adjusting the puzzle mat surface. Worst surface, I can tell you, I'm never buying this ever again. No, I don't need you on this side where I'm at. Taco is always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Always. We don't need you here, Taco. I'm trying to fix the floor, get it to adjust right, and you have to need your weight the opposite side of doing this. Sorry about that, people. I should have fixed this before the camera, but I didn't realize it was like that badly moved all out of the way. And it was. Sorry about that. Let me tell you something. This is why I don't edit my videos. So in my videos, if you see me doing stuff like this, you will never see the video change or have this missing out of the video, because it will be in there, because we don't edit our videos ever. No, we don't do that. I think that's not right to do. Is to edit videos, because again, there's stuff you need to see. I'm gonna have to take this thing off and put it right back in again. Definitely never buying these again. Worst mats ever. I bought them before. I bought mats before. Should have went with the company I used before, because their mats stay once they're down. This is absolutely unbelievable. Should have went with the customer review. Customer review sat there and said, Matt separate constantly all the time. I'm thinking like, okay, we're not going to use them like that. And yeah, they do separate constantly all the time. Ah, man. All right, so let's get our meter on the floor and show you what we got. So as you can see, when we do our meter readings, meters stay to the floor. They're not up here, which I've seen meters up here. When the projector hits, that's going to change the image. You see my cat walking by. Let's go on camera. And you'll see they'll put them here. I've seen meters next to doors, meters in windows. My personal favorite. They'll stick a meter right up on top of the table so it's closer to the light. Stuff like that. Meters, customers are supposed to be on the floor. I tell you this because this is what you should look for anytime it shows off a meter. When we hit the meter, see it cancels out. Nothing reads. If I take my hand and I run it over top, and now it starts to pick up something, we move it away, meter disappears. So, what I see in these demonstrations, when they're showing off contrast levels, you will notice that contrast levels are shown in dark environments. The reason why? Because their contrast levels improve. That's why. But you get home, and you go paint this thing in, and do your demonstration to find out that your contrast levels are not working. That would be that person right now contacting us, upset and angry. Too bad for you, buddy. Anyway, as I said before, they don't work at all, period. And that's why you see a lot of demonstrations in dark environments, because that's the only way they can prove or try to show or trick their consumers that they're actually reading a contrast level and checking it or not. The woman with the black makeup, I've seen her before. I've seen her in a video under a fellow by the name of Crow Fernando Gonzalez. He makes a screen paint under Crow Screen Paint Mixes. He has done this demonstration before, and in the demonstration, he is clearly in a very dark environment. You can see lights pushing up around the screen, and you can see that he's using a projector with a 2:1 contrast to try to improve his contrast levels and an ultra short throw projector. So again, this is the reason why the other customer, when trying to show off their screen, again, contrast, color, ambient light, they all play in the same field. That's the reason why his screen washed out. So this is a challenge for them to get this done today. Shouldn't be hard, and should be have to show your demonstration in a full environment. Customers, listen up. Anytime someone shows up a contrast demonstration, this should never ever be done in a dark environment, because this is an easy way for them to be able to trick you into thinking that you're getting a contrast level when technically you're not. And if they sit there and say, well, hey, screens are supposed to be used in dark environments, if that was the case, they wouldn't have developed ambient light projection technology. So if you're using ultra short throw, of course you're going to have to be in a fully lit environment. It's going to be replaced on a TV. You spend that much money for a $4,000, $3,000 projector. Ultra short throws are not cheap to be stuck in a dark environment. And we gave him challenges before, he just never did them. He's got a 2,000,000 to 1. Show us what you paid for. Do a demonstration, show us what you paid for. But again, like I said, we never get those demonstrations. They won't do them. They refuse. But this is what you should be seeing. So if your product reads an Infinity 1, if it picks up that contrast level, it should easily be able to do this in a maxed out environment. And mind you, we're in a commercial. And we can read this with no problem. My projector's not an expensive unit. It's no high-powered projector. My projector is my Sony. The machine right here. I like to show it off. This is my Sony projector. It is a, get this a little bit, there we go. It is an XGA VPL CX100. You will notice on the side there are no HDMI ports. It's very old. It uses an adapter. You have to use an adapter on it. That shows you how old the projectors are. You go and you type in VGA projectors. They're very, very cheap projectors. So you spend $3,100, $3,500 on an ultra short throw projector, and you're stuck in the dark with a 2,000,000 to 1. What did you just pay for? What did he just pay for? So if he can't produce it, then you're not going to be able to produce it. It's just not going to work. So when you're watching any demonstration showing contrast levels, fully lit environment, especially contrast, needs to be in a fully lit environment so you can see exactly where the contrast levels lay. Not in a dark environment where you can barely see corners and walls and all that stuff. Everything's super dark. No, fully lit environment. I'm going to get myself a little man and stick him right there, a little statue right there to show you that you should see that statue crystal clear without basically watching it sitting there masked in darkness. Now see the gold popping, see the whiteness in her eyes. You should be able to see all that. See there's no tannish, no discoloration, no ashy gray around the screen. You should be able to read that. Now white surface, you can't read that project at all. If a gray paint is telling you at the end of the day that it can improve that quality for you, not by much at all, just a little bit, then versus the white surface. But all in all, when you think about it, neither one can see the Infinity 1. You can't see the 100% black level. Now the woman in here, she's wearing black makeup. She's not wearing gray makeup. If you have to turn off your lights to see a star field, to even pick up this demonstration, then your screen projector is not working the way it's supposed to be working. If you have to turn out your lights to improve your color, your contrast, and everything else, Your projector's not working correctly because you got the wrong screen. Now, for the person who did the demonstration in the dark of Pro Screen Paint products, and keep in mind, they'll take everything so offensively. They'll take it like, oh, he's attacking me, buddy. It's not an attack. It's someone telling you the truth about your product. You're going to sit here and tell us, everybody on YouTube right now, that your product, your gray screen paints, your charcoal product that's not even ambient light rejection, which is another major red flag, sees an Infinity 1 black level? I'll challenge you on court on that. You know that, right, from the door. Let me hear you say one time out of your mouth that your product is pulling a 100% black level. My man, I will go down to the courthouse. I will file against you. We know where you live at. We'll have a server come to your front door, and I will drag you into court faster than the copyrights. And you can explain to a judge, at the end of the day, how your product is producing a 100% contrast level. That you're able to read a fully lit environment. You can do the same thing as ambient light rejection screens. Again, not going to go well for you. And mind you, these are fraud charges. So again, they carry serious jail time. So again, I wouldn't say that anymore if I were you. Because you can't do that. That's misleading to your customers. Claiming your product is ambient light rejection and all that stuff. And if you sit there and say, well, I got on the website saying it's not, we have you on recording saying it is. So you can't do that. It's misleading to your customers. If you have any left, it's misleading. The reason why we say that, because he did a lot of dirty stuff. A lot of dirty stuff, and a lot of his customers got turned off. I know, because I talk to your customers. They do contact us. But as for our customers shopping for a screen paint, this is why you don't need to spend the money for an expensive, high-powered projector with tons of contrast, because our technology gives that to you. Let's see. I want to go over to, we got these pretty flowers over here. Now, again, for individuals who have made claims that our products are so dark unwatchable, this is why these individuals are going to court and they're being sued for millions of dollars, because they have to make good on that promise. So, not going to go well for a lot of people. This is going to be a very awful, the year 25 is going to be a nightmare for some people, an absolute nightmare. But you can't lie about stuff. You got to back it up. If I sit there and say in court about his product washing out, we know, we've had it here, right? So what the judge says, hey, what experience you have in gray paint? What experience we don't have in gray paint? We used to make this stuff. We were contracted. We have beta testers, all that stuff, showing that we have made this product. We know this product. It can't read the Infinity 1. It doesn't read it. So you can't continue to go on. Open up doors and windows. Give off the false illusion that your product works when it doesn't. And then turn around and match house paint and still continue to sell the product as if it never even happened, even though the videos are right there showing it did. And then sit there and show this woman with black makeup on in this dark environment. It's one fellow, I think, sitting up there in some kind of armored suit. And keep in mind, you know that picture doesn't belong to him, right? He actually stole that picture from someone else. If you go over to that picture and hit the back button, do an image search, it won't come up under him. Because it doesn't belong to him. Because he took it from someplace else to fake the image. So again, you can't make those statements at all. Now, you may think that, hey, he's coming at me. No. See, again, you get emotional. You get too emotional. This is business. You're making false accusations that are not true. Even if we didn't even know you, even if you never did anything against us, and we catch you doing this, we're still going to do the same thing. We're going to put you on blast, because you should not be doing this at all, period. So for anybody else that's making these claims, some people will say, hey, it has a darker gray to it. Yeah, you can say that, because that's true. If it's a darker paint, it has a darker gray to it. If it's a lighter gray, then it's going to have maybe a fair shade. It's a fair gray. You can say it does show some improvements over white screen, which it should do that, with no problem. But you can't put it in the same category as a gunmetal technology, which are much darker, or a black technology. You can't do that. And with the gunmetal technology, even they can't say that they're reading Infinity 1 because they're not. This is what I find interesting about the certified screens. The certified screens, New York City, nighttime, the certified screens developed gunmetal technology. And for the longest time, they claimed that their gunmetal technology saw this higher and heavier black level. So how do they sell a screen that's actually black? Because if you sold a screen strictly on the fact of saying that it pulls this black level, and it's gunmetal, and it's not pulling a black level, and you finally make a black screen, how do you sell the black screen now compared to the gunmetal? Because the black screen actually pulls black level. That's waiting for them. That's probably the reason why they've just been holding off on figuring out how to do this. Because again, it's kind of like you went backwards and forward and forward and backwards. And here's the interesting thing about this. That black screen's going to cost so much money, it's not even funny how much money it's going to cost on their behalf. Because again, you can't charge $7,000 for a screen, $5,000 for a screen, $3,000 for a gunmetal, and then turn around and a screen that pulls an Infinity 1 black level, charge less. They don't work that way. So it's going to cost you so much money, it's not even funny. This is where we're going to make a ton of money, even more, because again, who's going to spend that money when we can do it for far less? Oh, there's a beautiful black level showing up right there. I love the scenery of New York City. Now again, this frustrates some gray screen paint owners, but if you have been telling the truth and you have been saying that your product pulls up a fair contrast, it's not 100% black, then you're telling the truth. But if you are on YouTube doing fake demonstrations, especially with the woman with the black makeup on, and these dark environments and making false accusations, this can get you in a lot of trouble. You gotta stop lying to your customers. And for the customers at the end of the day, don't believe that nonsense. This is how you should be seeing contrast levels being displayed. Now, we have individuals who have a habit of saying that our demonstrations aren't real, so this will be a challenge for you. These challenges are going to keep coming. So, your challenge is going to be is that you're going to do this on a long throw projector. Again, projector under the $15 mark. Hey, I'll make it under the $20 mark. It'll make it easier to find one. You should be able to find an easy one for under 20 bucks. We're going to do this at a distance throw. You're going to do this in a fully lit environment, and yes, it will be commercial. I don't see why you can't do commercial. What's the problem? They're not hard to rent. You can rent an office for. You can rent an office for a day. They have them all the time. You have a business meeting coming up, and you got to meet somewhere, you can rent an office out for a day, for a couple hours. So you can do it, no problem. All right, with that being said, get that done. And the office can't be dark. You have to have a meter showing. Meter must be to the floor, and the meter must be maxed out. That's how we know there's a ton of light in there on top of your screen. And you're going to have the meter show your screen operating in a fully lit commercial environment with a projector that will give you under 20 bucks. You'll have to pay under 20 bucks for it. We're not giving it to them. And you show all contrast levels only. Now, the reason why they don't like this, the reason why this makes them upset, is because they're going to be outed. No more dark environments, no more high-powered projectors, no more lies. And for the consumer, this is fantastic because, again, they don't get ripped off. They don't like the fact that we educate the consumer and tell them what to look for, because again, these are things they do not want to hear. All they want to hear is, hey, they'll lie on everything else. I'm pretty sure that customer who opened up them curtains and that screen washed out, and if you listen to the video, he never said anything mean about Jamie. He never said anything mean about him at all, period. He was giving him a good review. He was. And I don't know why, because if he opened up the curtains, if he did it on purpose to open up the curtains, regardless if he opened the curtains, it should have worked either way. He should have been able to. But the thing about it is, he can sit there and say, well, I didn't say it's aiming at rejection. But then again, man, you will lie just to sell anything. Just to make a buck, you will lie. I've had containers come here. We had a customer order paint from him, and it was a huge hole in the container, and he just put a piece of tape over top of it. He didn't know it was coming to us. If it was coming to us, he tampers with it. He messes with it. That's the reason why he has 2 counts of post office fraud charge, which I have to call today to get the update on those charges. But anyway, he has 2 cases of fraud charges on him for that nonsense. But this was a customer he didn't even know. Somebody came to place the order, and he just put a piece of tape over a huge hole. This was a good size, still not as wide as a dime on the side of this container. So he knew it was going to leak. You're too cheap to just go out and just get a new container for the customer. You know why? Because that would have cut into his profit. That's why. But anyway, put a piece of tape over top of it, and it leaked all in the bag. We had enough of it to paint down. But it goes to show you that, judging by his website and how he sells his product, he's just all in it for just taking. Even the shipping policy alone clearly shows that he's just about taking, never giving anything back. So, no, your products are not well tested. They're not tested at all anyway whatsoever, and they're just strictly designed to rip off the consumer altogether. So doing demonstrations in dark environments, choosing high-powered projectors to manipulate and do a whole smoke and mirror act at the end of the day, it's just disgusting. So I think you should do these challenges. You should. And it shouldn't be a challenge. You should be doing this automatically. But that's what you get when you deal with people at the end of the day that are professional rip-off artists, and that's what he is. Let's get another one here. Let me see. I'm in New York City. Ooh, that's his own in the background, but I'm going to do something else. Contrast test.
Getting that from YouTube.
Samsung got this really crazy. I'm trying to figure where it's at. They got this insane contrast test, man. It's a super ultra black. Trying to figure out exactly where it's at, because, man, it's super ultra black on this. I'm going to try to find this.
Pennsylvania. Carmela,
somebody else here. Everybody else I've seen lighting up on the ads, but this one has not lighted up on the ads. I don't know if that was one or not. Usually just clicking past these things. Sheesh. There we go. They do a lot of contrast demonstrations on here too. But I like this cool one because it's super dark. Now, they give you the lie and say, hey, well, my stuff's not ambient light rejection. You really don't need it. Yes, you do need it. If you didn't need it, all the certified screens and every other screen on the planet wouldn't use it if that was the case. The reason why he says it, because he can't do it. He can't produce ambient light rejection technology. He doesn't have the knowledge to do it. That's why he uses the cop-out why he's saying, I don't need it. You got a gray screen. It has an advantage point over a white screen. You should be able to pick up on a little bit more lighting than the gray screen and maintain a little bit better. You're not going to read an infinity contrast level. You're not going to pick up the same colors. The colors are going to be washouts. That's why you're requiring calibrating in dark environments. But the simple fact that you're saying you don't have ambient light projection technology is because you don't understand ambient light projection technology. That's why you do a lot of demonstrations in dark environments. But opening up doors, opening up windows partially, they're not even making contact with the screen. No, but anytime he opens a door or window, still where the screen's sitting at, it's so dark you can't even make out the statues in the environment. But he wants to give off that illusion that he's doing all this. So keep in mind, when customers see this, they're thinking, maybe I can do the same thing too, and they find out, sadly, they can't. Now, pretty sure, like I told you, the guy who opened up the curtain and the screen washed out like that must have been told that he could do it. Because if you see his setup, the way he designed it, he has 2 big windows right there. Actually, they're like they're patio doors. And if I'm being told from a company saying, hey, look, here's the deal. It's going to work, but you can't have it in a well-lit environment space. You have it near the windows. I would have had blackout curtains where the windows would have been at. Because any of that light would have basically took out the screen. But if you've seen, he opened up the windows at free will thinking that it was going to work. And it didn't work at all, period. Someone had to tell him it was going to work. Because I'm pretty sure customers ask him, is it ambient light projection? And he sits there and says, yeah. But you have on your site that it's no. So that way you can cover your butt. If it does come up in a conversation or in court, you can clearly say, well, I never said it was ambient light projection. I've heard this one before. And you can say at the end of the day that It's not ambient rejection because we don't support it.
Handcrafted.
No one's going to buy a screen paint that's not ambient rejection. Nobody. They won't touch it. It's like buying a tube amp. You know how much money 2 amps cost? $7,000-$10,000 for a tube amp. That's AM only. Or why don't you upgrade to FM or digital? I don't think we need it. Just left it AM. No one's really going to touch that thing. The fact that you're not ambient rejection, you claim not to be, you're outdated by extremely outdated. Ambient rejection is so important that you got screens now making their own versions of ambient rejection. Each screen's got that ceiling light rejection technology. Each one of these screens got something, but the beautiful thing about them, they can back it up. I've tested it before, and it does work. Can't just be making up gains that don't even exist, or insane games like a .85. Oh my goodness, I posted that in the room one time. The guy was like, "Are you drunk?" I was like, "What you mean am I drunk?" He said, "What the freak is a .85? And I was like, "Yeah, here's the link. You go figure it out for yourself." Always come back with a bunch of question marks and think emojis. Like, what in the world did I just read? There's no such thing as a .85. That's the other guy. The guy calls himself Danny of PSP Products. You already seen what happened in that freaking fiasco. No, we have not received an email yet. Nothing from it's a lie. The game doesn't exist. A .85. You know how high a .85 is? That's insane. The fact that the guy was like, here's a .85 and the minimum requirements is 2,000. That's like having a 50,000 lumen projector smack your screen. At 8.85? That's way up there. That's way beyond up there. I don't even know where he came up with that number. And then he got a mid-gray that has a higher gain than a gunmetal technology. We're just making it up. That's all we're doing. We live in a land of fantasy. It's just making it up as we go along. What's the next step? This screen paint right here, you hit it, and if you turn your head to the side slightly, it produces 3D. Is that the next stage? This is why we got to have these rules in place. Because if people start following these two cartoons at the end of the day, you're going to have all kinds of dumb nonsense popping up. GM Go made this screen that literally stated that if the projector is, what did it say? It's an eco mode, but something with it's not eco mode, it can increase the gain, projector's capability to 36 or something. I was like, what the freak, really? This is what we're doing now? We're just openly just lying about stuff without backing stuff up?
9 Joes.
Gee whiz Louise.
DC liberal.
I'm so glad we got laws for all this mess. I'm so glad we have laws in place to deal with people who do this nonsense, because this is just freaking insane. So for the customers, contrast levels, you want to see demonstrations in fully lit environments. That's what you want to see. And I mean fully lit. Request a meter reading. Request a max out meter reading. You know why you request that? Because they could cheat in the demonstration. What they could do is basically darken the environment. They'll have little lights here and lamps over there and lamps in the back here and there just to cover up the light and say, look, it's well lit, but really it's not. Request a meter reading. You want to see a maxed out meter. Maxed out meter means it's a lot of light going on in that environment. If that screen can survive there, it can survive anywhere. And if you think to yourself, well, I'm not going to have that much light into my environment, here's the kicker. Your colors, if they don't survive in this environment, the color and contrast is going to have all kinds of issues. And you will not be getting what you paid for when it comes to your projector setup. Many fails. I've seen these guys making screen paint. They make a lot of fails. It reminds me, like I said, the whole Chevy Chase incident where he goes to the Goes to the casino table, and the guy got so tired of kicking his butt and playing cards. He's like, look, man, how about we do this? How about, I'm going to say a nicer way of saying it. How about you just give me the money, and I'll just take your back and kick you in the crowd. You just call it a day. That's pretty much fail attempt after fail attempt. I went to go look up the P2 with the P2 field trip, trying to find somebody to match your promo demonstration. His demonstrations pop up. Every single demonstration. Dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark. Oh my goodness. That is awful. Your projector's contrast is way higher than mine. And you're in the dark that many times? That just doesn't make any sense. How about you take that thing outside? Take it outside and put a screen up. Paint it with your paint. And show us a demonstration outside with that projector. I did mine. I took mine outside. Disconnect that thing. Take it outside. Do it around like 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock should be perfect. 6 o'clock. And show us the Starfield demonstration on that 2,000,001. Show us what you paid for. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I'm not seeing those demonstrations, I'm not seeing what you paid for. 10K resolution. What's all this stuff here? Huh. Oh, no, we already did that. We did that already. This is the contrast test. There we go. That's the right. This is the contrast test.
Okay.
Unlike other bags.
There's another one. The Starfield is the worst one. I hate the Starfield. Oh my god. I ran the Starfield, it drives them nuts. You say Starfield, they will snap. They don't like hearing it. Because they can't do it, that's why. And I'm pretty sure they entertained the thought and off camera went and tried to do it and it failed. Of course it failed. Who in their right mind would be dumb enough to think that a gray screen is going to read Infinity Water? Now, those people who were trying to develop a black screen, that didn't last long. You know what happened in your demonstration? We saw this demonstrator's test. We saw that you were picking up the black level, but the problem is that your white levels on the car and the backgrounds were too freaking dark. You couldn't see anything. You couldn't see too much. You couldn't read your white levels correctly. So not only had to be to read that contrast level, all those white lights going up to cars and the buildings in the background, all that has to show. And we couldn't see it because it was too dark. Boy, you ought to be lucky that you didn't sell this stuff, because man, you definitely were going to get hit with a not a subscribe claim. You definitely get hit with one of those. And then the fact that how long it took to paint down, you definitely going to get one from that. If I sat there, see how big this screen is? If I sat here and painted this screen in, if I had painted that screen in, and you told me that I'm not even painting the screen in, I'm just pushing around the paint just to get the surface wet, I'd have filed a PayPal to me and put you right from the door. You know why? Because I don't do that when I paint my walls in. I'm comparing your screen to most customers that you talk about screen paint are going to compare the paint to a wall, like painting in a wall. That's what they're going to compare it to. And I'm just pushing paint around just to get the surface wet. No, you got a PayPal complaint coming. I'm not even going to finish the screen. I'm terrified. You know why? Because I don't want to wreck it or mess it up. I got to figure out how to fix this mess. And when it dries, that texture is going to be dried to the surface, which means if you paint over that, good luck with that, because you're still going to see the other surface pushing through because it dried uneven. As you saw in the demonstration, it had this kind of English muffin, kind of gritty look to it. That's the water breakdown in it. And on top of that, some of it had a kind of a skin-like overlap coating to it, which I had no idea what the freak that was. And then there were these little spots of black in it, which that's from whatever was going on with the mixture product or whatever you put in there, some kind of pigment powder or whatever, didn't mix well. That's why I requested you to constantly stir it. Every time you use it, you had to constantly stir it because something wasn't mixing well. That's why the colors weren't coming out correctly. When you poured it out, you saw it was black in the container. When you poured it out, it had this gray and light gray look to it. You're just giving people a marble effect to their screen. You can repaint over top a screen. It's just like a wall. If you paint over a wall, you can paint over it again and again. Let's say you paint over it and it comes up like stucco, and it has this gritty look to it. You paint over that again, you're going to see that imperfection from that rough screen on the opposite side pushing through. So good luck on sanding all that down on a surface that's PVC, how that's going to work out for you. So you mess around and wreck someone's screen. What do we got here? Oh, power display. Can't just be mixing stuff around. You got to test your stuff out, test it out. Because you got to remember, you're working with somebody else's investment at the end of the day. That's what you're doing. This is me in a conversation with them. Because I know they pop into our room, so we educate them. And this is why your products won't sell. This is why you won't make your money. This is why you can't come here where I'm at. Because again, products don't work. You got to wreck someone's investment in the day, lying on camera. Now, think about it. If he had sold that product with that nonsense, with that range gain attached to it, how many times we contacted him, sent a message directly to his email, he has not responded back to us yet. So if you can't respond back to me, no one's cursing you out, no one's being rude to you, everybody record it and watch me send the message through. I asked you a basic question. I asked you to do 2 demonstrations, if you could post them directly to your website for everybody to see. The reason why I don't trust you, like a YouTube channel, because you do too much nonsense. You're going to just carrying on and just doing dumb stuff in there. I don't have time for that nonsense. Post it directly to your website. We don't get anything. We don't get nothing. There's nothing there at all, period. So that means that technically you went on camera and you lied about something that your product cannot do. Now, if you can't answer my question, how are you going to answer anybody else's? What about your customers? What about people that are doing business with you through contracts or anything? How are you going to answer those questions? OLED, black contrast. Gotta answer the questions, man. You just can't brush it off. Can't brush it off. You gotta do it. This a movie? That's a movie. Dark like that. It's a movie. Yeah, you can't be doing that, man.
Pencil.
DC liberals.
Every day. If billionaire tech. How did Dave
Gee whiz.
Susan.
Unbelievable. Everything. That's that little dot. Everywhere that dot goes, we have to be able to see it. Have to be able to read it. The background must remain 100% black in the process. It's a test. Means if you're black screen and we put you under this test in this environment, if you can't read your white levels high enough, you can't see that dot. We've got ways to test black screens too. We bring them in here. This is one of the tests we'll run you through. A gray screen, we run you through this. You have to read that background 100% black in a fully lit environment. Now you see why people, they cancel out. Our tests are brutal, man. We do brutal testing. But I'd rather have it that way. That's why I can do stuff like this on camera, live. Everywhere that dot goes, we have to really see it. Now, can you do this? Gray screen can't do it. White screen can't do it because you can't read the contrast. Pick the white up, you can't see the contrast. And the black screens we've seen so far, well, one, basically wouldn't be to do this anyway because your screen would come up gray. You can't read a black level. And I think that would be the most important thing you would need if you're going to be doing a black technology. Let's have a little fun. They'll take it in a way as we're just coming at them and attacking them. That's how they feel about them today. No one's attacking you. You have to do this. You may take it and go carrying on it. Then they go, oh, I have to do this. He's attacking them. And why? You don't do it. You want to take people's money at the end of the day. You want people to order your products, but you don't want to do the test. You want to sit there and cry about every little thing, but you don't want to do the test. You have to do the test, whether you like it or not. Or don't sell the product. Pack it up. You're either going to back it up or pack it up. That's all to it. But you can't sell things to people that are not true. Getting mad and screaming at me about the whole range game thing. He screamed and went off on us over that. Don't make up things on camera you can't back up. Because I will go to your website and I will send you a message and I was like, hey, look, I need to see this. Can you show me some demonstrations on this? I'm not the only one. Do you think that I'm the only person on the face of this planet that's not going to answer you that question? Any customer is going to ask you that question. You guys live in these weird freaking bubbles at the end of the day that you think that no one's going to answer these questions. Where do you even come up with the ideas for this stuff? You just come up and go, well, you know what? I'm going to come up with this idea called gain range, where we're just going to basically tell the customer that same paint's going to get 2 gains depending on the paint on technique. So let me get this straight. If I'm painting in the screen, say I just go up, down, and I decide to go side to side, did I get the gain or not? Which gain did I achieve? Did I get the higher one? Did I get the lower one? Which one did I get? So if I contact you through your message board, because you got no 800 number there, you got no direct email there, right there posted for me to see, there's nothing there except for a message board. That basically raises the red flag for me. I do not like to do business with companies that don't have phone numbers attached to them because I like to talk to somebody. I like to call and talk to them. That to me, that's why I have an 800 number up there I paid for. But you guys don't have an 800 number. You got nothing up there. So I don't like that whole message board thing. It kind of bugs me at the end of the day. I'd rather have something that can reach out to somebody. But anyway, getting back to that. We hit the message board, we send it over, we still don't get nothing. And it says right there that basically he replies back. With fast response, we didn't get a fast response, I'm still waiting. So if I'm going to ask that question, guess who else is going to ask that question? Everybody else is going to ask that question. Oh, my game down with it. I'm curious to see the lie you want to tell them. Let me go check my accounts and see if we got an email from him yet. Nothing. Of course, nothing. Now, you know this is going to be used against you in court, right? This is evidence. We got you with a 503 error code that popped up showing you abruptly took your site down for a couple of minutes. So that way you can give off the illusion that you're not there anymore. Oh my goodness, I swear. I've never seen anything like it in business. Like literally, never seen anything like it in business. Let me pause this for a minute. This is my junk mail. Now, it would end up here. This is where it would end up at in our junk mail. Because again, he sent us weird messages, some dumb fake crease and desist order and some other dumb nonsense he was sending over that was fake. We put him on blast on that on YouTube. As you can see, this has nothing to do with him. There's nothing there. That's him calling right now, upset and angry on a fake number. So that's him calling right now, upset. That's him. He's upset and angry, so he's basically calling my phone, screaming and yelling at me. So we got nothing here by him at all, period. He didn't send anything over. And let's go over here. And this is why I tell you why we got to have those batch number verifications put in. This is why it's very important that these are in. And then you watch this guy pull a 503 error code, which he tried to basically try to throw us off. Everybody saw that in the forum site. They were like, gee whiz Louise. Well, now I'm never shopping there. Well, I wouldn't even go there. Let's go over here. Let's see if he made the shopping carts unavailable so no one could buy from them. Nope. Still active. This one, the Black Panthers, I told you, you can't make that. That's not real. That paint doesn't work at all, period. And Sun Killer stuff, he calls himself making our product. He can't make that either because that doesn't. And then he calls himself making our FLE technology, which he can't do either because he doesn't know how to make it. Okay, so he hasn't changed anything on here. Let's go over here and let's hit this right here. And you'll see right there, there's the range gain. Didn't move it. 0.8 to 0.85 can vary slightly based upon application technique. So we've requested 2 videos. If you can send us 2 videos showing that this product does exist. Nothing at all. This is why I warn customers at the end of the day. And look at this, 2,000 lumens. 2,000 lumens requirement, right? Recommended with a gain that's a 0.8 and a 0.85. 0.85. That gain, keep in mind, consumers, customers is non-existing. It's a non-existing gain. So this is made up. And again, demonstrations, screens on the floor, as always. Well, I say at the end of the day, you gotta be careful what you get yourself into. Yeah, pretty dark environment. That was him calling on the phone with a fake number. That's him. He contacts us. He just started contacting us. He went off yesterday. We sent the email out for him, and boy, he went off, man. It was like 14 messages of him cursing me out and everything you could possibly think of. Because again, he didn't like it. He got outed. Well, next time you think twice before getting on camera and lying to people. Won't do that again, will you? And you going doing stuff like that. What's wrong with you? Now you have to go to court for this. He's going to go to court for this. We take him to court. Show the judge at the end of the day that we sent them several emails to his account. He has not responded back to him, asking him to back up the theory on range gain, showing that he has active shopping carts on a product that he can't back up. But that's him again. Using the fake number. Oh, we know you're upset and angry. You should be. You should be. You're a liar. You got busted. You got caught. And you're calling my phone, ranting the screen up. I can't make that up. Bet you left some text messages too. Let's go see if you got some text messages in here from him. Let me see. He left. Called me 4 times. I told you they get really, really upset. Called me 4 times. Upset and bitter. Let me put that back on the eye. I think that was pretty nice. Let's see what kind of messages he sent over. Oh, he is really upset. Okay, let's show you what he. So this is what he's in here screaming at. Bum bum bum. Called me the N-word, as you can see. Oh, and by the way, that was my cousin who just picked up my phone and had a little conversation with you over there. He's military. So that's who had the conversation with you. I told you when I have my cell phone, I'm around other people all day long. You know, I don't hang around by myself. So yeah, he's military. I'm not military at all, period. I was raised by a military father, but I'm not military. He's military. So he's the one who was telling you that over there. And when he contacted you, you never called back. He contacted you 3 times and you didn't pick up the phone 1 time. But don't worry, Rogers, we know where you're at anyway. We're going to get you taken care of real soon. Look, he's really upset. Look at this. Oh, man, look at this. And he basically told me he's going to kick my cat in the head. Wow. So an animal abuser at that. Wow. I told you. Piece of work at the end of the day. Upset, angry, he's racist. I told you. Explain to that. Mad, angry, and upset and bitter. Because, again, he can't back his products up. Yeah, you got some problems, buddy. But don't worry. You're going to be going to jail anyway. You were too old to go to jail, but you were definitely going. Hook, line, and sinker, buddy. I told you that he calls my phone up. This is him calling my phone up and ranting. First things first, you're the only one we're talking about. That's all. We're not talking about the other one. We haven't been to his site. He doesn't when he rants. We know Jamie's up at the end of the day because Jamie can't write for Jack. He can't. But that's you at the end of the day. We know it's you. So you're the only one we've been sending emails to asking you to back up the product, and you can't back it up. None of them are going to get that upset for you. Were they dating you? They get that angry when you get that upset. Are they dating you at the end of the day? Are you guys in a relationship or something for them to get that upset and get that angry? That sounds personal right there. So that's you. You're upset because, again, we sent you messages. I'll send you another one if you want. It's a basic request. You wrote it at the end of the day. What are you mad at me for? You're angry and mad at me because I asked you a question. So let me get this straight. Any of your customers, anybody asks you a question about your product, this is how you're going to react. That's not how you do business. You're frustrating because you're not getting any orders in. No one's buying from you. But who do you have to blame for that? You. Now he's going to sit there and say, oh, I'm being harassed. The same thing the other one did. He pulled a Karen on us too. Sent us an email, buy whatever you want. What did we do? We bought whatever we wanted. What happened? He complained on every single receipt and started crying harassment. How's it harassment? You just told us to buy what we wanted. Can't back your stuff up. Oh, man. See, I told you. That's why I'm glad that we do this, so that customers can see these demonstrations and know to stay away from them. That's how he acts. That's what you call not a professional individual. At the end of the day, carrying on and acting like that way. Unbelievable. And I already explained to you that I have people in my family that don't carry crosses. That's the one you had a conversation with on the phone because he was with me that day when I was taking care of some business. I said I'd be out with family that day. And when he was calling my phone up over and over again, he said, who the frick is blowing up your phone? I said, oh, this is guy so and so and so. That's the guy you had a conversation with. Danny, let me explain something to you. You're not built for it. You understand me? He's a pretty good sized guy. Very well trained. You're not built for it. And keep in mind, I'm going to be nice on this one. You come out of that courtroom, he'll go to jail at the end of the day. He's that type of person. So you might get hit coming out of that courtroom. He will do it. Because he's about that life. He's that type of person. He don't care if it's in front of the courthouse, police station. He don't care. He's that type of person. That's the person you had a conversation with. So you got to go to court sooner or later. He's going to be in the courtroom waiting for you. Because he's going to have a conversation with you. See, this is the dumb stuff you guys get yourself into. Y'all got a habit of writing checks with the wrong people at the end of the day. You got people that live on that planet. It's about that life. You would never know about these people if you learn how to carry yourself to respect other people. Contacting my phone and calling me a nigger and basically saying you're going to basically kick my cat in the head at the end of the day is not the way to carry yourself. I carry a cross at the end of the day, but I got plenty of people, plenty of family that don't. So now you looking at getting beat up. And you're too old for somebody to basically hit you in the face and knock you down a flight of stairs. You mess around and break your hip. You need to stay in your place. Stay in your lane. I'm going to explain something to you. When you go to jail, right? Because you are going to go to jail for fraud. When you go to jail for fraud, you will learn in that prison system that you will learn a line of respect. But I think you're going to learn it fast because you're not behind a phone. You won't be behind a computer. You'll be face to face with these people. You're too much. Yeah, he had a conversation with him. Then he kept hanging the phone up, calling and hanging the phone up, calling and hanging the phone up, calling and hanging the phone up with a little girl. That's what he was doing. Just hanging the phone up and open up. He didn't want to talk to him. He called him 3 times. He wouldn't pick up his phone. Now I can tell you what he does for a living. He's military. He does something else for a living. But he can track you and find you. He's a bounty hunter. That's the guy you had a conversation with. That's what he does for a living. He hunts down people. Oh well. That's your problem at the end of the day. See what happens when you listen to the devil? You get yourself involved. If you walk down my mind and say, if you treat everybody right, you have to worry about treating the wrong people wrong. And you guys have to learn that, but now you're going to learn it. But yeah, that's what he does. He's a bounty hunter. I guess he took them military skills and cashed them in for something else, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what he does. So now he's taking a personal interest in you.
A young boy was raped.
He's military, his wife is military, and his son's military. That's why he's made the comment. He said, we're military over here. That's the person you had a conversation with.
DC liberals. Stephanie Reed.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Can we get this one right here?
Well,
But you've seen his reaction, how angry. He's very upset. He's very, very bitter. He's very upset. Because again, people like him feel that they should, I think he feels he's a little privileged than other people. And he feels that whatever he says, people should believe in it no matter what. And if you question him on this, then you're basically going against his authority. That's his attitude. And we got that from the emails we were receiving from him when he was coming up high and mighty and cursing us out and carrying on. So yeah, he's like that. He thinks he's entitled to do whatever he wants to do, and people are just going to have to deal with it because he's entitled. Well, you're about to get that face. That reality, that bubble is about to burst real soon. So, with these messages we all got to hear from you. And again, like I said, we've been contacting you. He's going to say, oh, he's harassing me. No, we're not harassing you. I asked you a simple question. What's your range game? We're giving you plenty of time to answer. We're not flooding your email with tons and tons of messages back to back to back. We send them to you. We give you time. You should be able to answer an email. You should see my email pop right up there. It comes from my company's name. It pops right up. You just refuse to answer it. That's all. So if you can't answer my question, how are you going to answer anybody else's? And other people have been contacting him. Other people have been contacting him, asking him to buy the paint for me. He ignores them. Other people have been contacting him and asking him to back up the range game. He doesn't respond back to any of them. Now, I get on camera and I'll sit there and say he's not responding back. People may think I'm lying. Maybe you are responding back. So I went and did it myself. And the lawyer told me at the end of the day, don't make YouTube videos about taking this guy to court. Contact him directly. And that's what I did. Now, the next email is going to go out on tomorrow. And we're going to explain to you what we're going to do. We're going to take you to court. We're going to file several charges against you. One of the charges for consumer fraud, for claiming to make something on your website that's not true. Also going to be contacting Homeland Security about the chemicals that you claim that you're not getting from over the counter, that these are chemicals that you are making from scratch, and we feel that it needs to be investigated because you're shipping this stuff to the United States Postal Service. Mr. McAfee, remember I told you if you disappeared, you were good? You didn't, right? So now you're going to be brought up in this because you received one of those packages and did an unboxing, and we have proof that the package was shipped out. So now you're going to be a part of that. Told you guys at the end of the day, stop doing dumb stuff. And he's mad right now because the demonstration I'm doing on the screen paints about people backing up their products. And yes, he was mentioned because you don't back up your products. He became upset. So basically we have proof of you basically racial slurs and basically abuse of the animals. And by the way, you're not going to do anything at all, period. Not a thing. Not one thing at all, period. I'll see you in court. You can explain to me exactly what you said to me in the text, directly to my face. And I guarantee you won't. You'll just keep your head down, which you're going to do. And when the judge speaks to you, you're barely going to be able to raise it up because it's going to be a pretty bad day for you. Mind you, this is not something that's going to end overnight. We're going to be going back and forth to court because I have a few things I want to be suing you for and filing criminal charges. Mr. McAfee, I'm filing criminal charges against you today. I will be reaching out to the bar and have a nice conversation with them out there, explaining to them that their name will be coming up quite a bit and will be on court document because you stole their identity. Also, be contacting the United States Postal Service and getting the process started for basically for your mail fraud escapade and make an appointment with the FBI to meet with them so we can get you ready for court. I told you to walk away from this, didn't I? You didn't listen. So we'll see you in court. And, oh, by the way, buddy, I'm going to sue you for more than $1 million. A lot more than I said I was going to sue you for. So, again, if you don't have my money and you can't pay it out, I'm going to execute judgment on you. I will freeze your banking accounts. I will freeze your, whatever you have, credit cards, whatever. I will take everything from you. Your death insurance is now mine. Any insurance you have is mine. The house will sell it. It's mine. I want my money. Try to give you guys a break, and no one can say at the end of the day, he'll get on camera and go, oh, but I have kids. Yeah, but you're the idiot at the end of the day because we gave you the opportunity, you didn't take it. We were going to find out, you know that, right? I told you we were going to find out if you did anything stupid, it was going to pop up. Sure enough, it popped up. Even try to clean it up to make it look like nothing bad. Still got you. Unbelievable. Oh well, not my problem now. That's your problem. But until then, for anybody else, demonstrations must be done in fully lit environments. What do we got for time? Oh, we're past time already. Gee whiz. Alright. And this crybaby over here with the racial slurs and everything. Gee whiz Louise. I'm gonna post this too, by the way. I'm gonna post this, Mr. Rogers. You're so frustrated over your lies that you're going to basically threaten a cat at the end of the day? A cat? And then call me nigger? Yeah, it's not going to go well in the prison system, buddy. Not at all. Or anywhere it's not going to go anywhere well. But that's great to know that you're that type of person. You know, you're down your business. They got nothing to lose. Their business is not making any money. They're not. No one's buying them at all. Let's see if he posted this range game to his website. See if we got it. Let's go to his YouTube channel. Let me go to his YouTube channel. See if we can find this range game video. Let me see. Let's type in range game. Let's see. Gain range. It doesn't bother me if you call me the N-word. It doesn't bother me one bit. It just shows the kind of person that you are. That's what it is. It just shows you the kind of person you are. It doesn't hurt me. It makes you look bad. Now, if you had any possibility, but you don't have any possibility of making another product, you might just forget it. You need to concentrate on getting an attorney. Gain range. Well, we have antennas for gain range. That'd be one thing right there. Gain range, again, music, audio engineering. Let's see, it's gain range on motion background, whatever you're doing something with something exercising and all that stuff. Nothing here. I can't find anything. Nothing here at all. Nope. All this is about audio and receivers and all that stuff. There's nothing here. All right, maybe he has it under his products. Let's go over to your page and see if we can find it here on your page. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, he got a nice little conversation with one of my brothers. And yeah, Mr. Danny, he's a professional bounty hunter. That's what he does for a living. So you guys pick the worst people in my family to have these conversations with at the end of the day. At the end of the day. If you walk, oh my goodness, man. We put charges on you and you don't show up, he's going to come for you. You know that, right? He's going to personally take an interest in you. He's going to come for you. Because you know they launch bounty hunters after him when they don't show up. He's going to come for him. Oh, man, he fell. That's literally the line he's going to use. He fell. Yep, he's going to come for you. You better show up in court, man. When we file these charges on you today, you better show up in court. Because if I find out, if I let him know, like, no, he didn't show up for court. You ever seen the Grinch who's about to take Whoville? That smile he had on his face is literally what's going to have. He's going to disappear just like that and come get you. Figure out what that bounty's going to cost and come get you. He'll probably do it for free knowing him. But he's probably going to say, like, what happened? He fell. He ran. Took off. Had no choice. Yeah, you got the worst person, man. So let's see over here. Let's try to find this range gain nonsense. We're going to do another search on this before we send out these papers tomorrow. Pretty sure there's nothing there. We haven't found anything. We haven't got anything back from him. So let's see. Let's just grab one of these that claims this nonsense, this lie. Let me see. Range gain. Take this whole section right here. We should be able to find any of that, right? I mean, he's the only one that's got those numbers. Nobody else has those numbers. So we should be able to find it there. And I told you, they get mad and angry at me because they think, oh, he's doing that. How would I be doing this out of revenge? Anyone's going to ask you this question. So any customer, anybody who asks you this question is just taking revenge on you. Again, you sound like a Karen. Literally sound like a Karen. You're mad because you want to make up lies at the end of the day, and if anyone questions you, they're in the wrong. God, I feel sorry for your wife. I really do. Because I couldn't imagine what she goes through when you got to be a person that got to be right all the time. Here we go. We got a person eating for weight gain. Gaining weight right here. This person right here is talking about weight gain again. We got weight gain down here. The best rep range. And they got weightlifting and all that stuff for milk, stuff like that. There's nothing here at all, period. You are the biggest liar on the face of the planet. Well, I've seen worse, but you are definitely a liar. And that's what hurts you, Rogers. You're in the room right now. I'm pretty sure you're in the room right now. Listen to me real quick. You are a liar. You are. We can't find nothing on YouTube about this product. And nothing, not a thing at all, period. Not a thing. Nothing. Oh, my goodness. This guy lies so much. You know what I typed in? This is what I type in. FLEG. You know what pops up? Us. Because you know why? Because we have a game called FLEG. It's sitting right over there. Gee whiz Louise, you are such a freaking liar, man. FLEG, right there. This is what should come up. The minute I type in range gain, because that's your gain, it should automatically come up right from the door. Freaking liar. That's what he's mad about. That's what he's angry about. I don't have to send you threats. I don't send you threats and none of that stuff. I ask you simple questions. Simple questions. What is it? And you respond back like doing that. So that's how you're going to treat your customers. You're going to respond back by cursing them out, racial slurs, all that stuff at the end of the day. Attacking their pets. That's how you're going to react. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
You get mad at me and scream and yell and carry on and act up because I asked you a simple question. Good. You just outed yourself again. Let's go over here and let's take this out. Our old game was ADV. Ambient light projection. That's our old game. Our old game is advanced ambient light projection. See all those tests that pop up on the product in fully lit environments on giant screens and all that good stuff? That's because we test our stuff, buddy. We test our stuff. We don't go in there making stuff out at the end of the day. You gotta be able to back your stuff up. Can't be in there making things up. Gee whiz Louise. And then get mad and curse people out and basically threaten their animals because you're mad at the end of the day because you got caught, you got busted. That privilege you have at the end of the day is about to not exist anymore. So, since we're looking for this and we can show proof, we've been hunting for this stuff. We can't find it. We sent you our emails. We did a professional route. We don't do the cursing and carrying on, contacting and texting and all that nonsense. We don't do that nonsense. We contacted you directly, and you have not responded back to any of our emails. The last email for tomorrow will not be requesting the product because we did it already and we asked this from you already to prove and back this up. The next one, we begin the process of following the charges. I will be contacting the branch in Homeland Security to begin the process of putting your company under investigation for you selling chemicals that you claim that are not over the counter. These are untested, unstable chemicals. And mind you, again, you're going to have to tell the truth to them, which means if you don't see it on his website anymore, they just talk to him. He's going to have to remove it or back it up. Go stand your ground there and see what happens, Karen, with the Homeland Security. See what happens. Go let them know at the end of the day that you've been making a chemical not from scratch, not over the counter, not tested, and you were shipping it to the United States Postal Service. And now McAfee, you're going to be involved in this because you received one of the containers. So we do have videos showing you doing unboxing on these products with the exact same label that sits on what he has on his website right now, which shows proof that you were shipping an untested, unstable chemical through the United States Postal Service. You're going to have a lot of agencies on your back. And they will figure out exactly where you're at, where you live at, and they will also come out to your house to get a warrant to go through your stuff. Think I'm joking. Unless you go in and basically tell them the truth that your stuff isn't. And that means once we see it no longer on the website, that means we all know you lied again. So it's a damn if you do and damn if you don't scenario. If you leave it there, you run the risk of Homeland Security raiding your place. So you're going to have to tell them the truth that it's all over the counter. And once we see it removed, and they're going to probably have you put a policy up there stating, or probably take down your website in the process. A number of things could go wrong there. You could be fined for it. You don't know what they're going to do. But you're going to have to explain to them about that whole mess. And they're going to ask you too, do you have a license for these particular type of chemicals? Do you have a proper facility? Do you have a way to dispose of these chemicals? And mind you, since you're going to be on open land, your land at the end of the day, you might have some environmentalists out there on top of that protesting on your land due to the fact that you're actually making chemicals you're not supposed to be making and don't even have the proper licensing or the skill level to do so, to have these chemicals. So you're going to have to tell the truth. Hurts, doesn't it? I bet you this hurts him so much at the end of the day that he can't back up his product, that he has to sit up there and basically tell the truth. This is what ambient light projection, advanced ambient light projection does. Your product can't do that. I can go outside at 150 and do this demonstration of beautiful fish. So we can't find it. Let's go a step farther. We can't find it. It should pop up on YouTube. If we type it in, it should pop up, but we can't find it. We got our advanced ambient light projections. All I got to do is type in and our videos pop up. Let's see. Let's go to your video channel. Let's go to your channel, see if we can find it there. Here, go to your YouTube channel. There we go. Oh, this is the Series A black paint, the one he has for his intro. This is a paint that turned gray multiple times in the demonstration with McAfee. This is the one he basically can't sell now because it's fake. All right, let's go pop over here and let's go search through your videos. I'm going to find this range gain you say you have. Let's go see if we can find it. The videos. Now these videos are from 5 years ago, so that can't be it, right? There's that paint right there on range gain. It's not 5 years ago. We got another one here. It doesn't explain anything about range gain in any way whatsoever. As you can see, this right here is 5 years ago too also. And the last video at the bottom, which basically talks about your product here, and this is from, let me see, 6 years ago. So we got 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and 5 years ago, which means you have nothing in here backing up your theory on your range gain, which means it's fake. This is not going to go well for you, man. Not at all, period. And all these videos for gains being that high, they're in dark environments. Every single one of them is sitting in a dark environment. Oh, well, that's it for you, buddy. Well, we'll see you in court real soon. Danny, just let you know. Hope you're in the room. I got a little message for you. I'll see you in court real soon. By the way, the video of you making the claim about the Phantom, if you don't have my receipts for that one and the one in the backyard, I'm going to sue you for a lot of money. I'm not joking with you, my man. A lot of money. I will be taking your house. I will take that land underneath of it and everything inside that house. Everything. Do you understand? All right, then. So you're going to end up in jail because you committed fraud against my business. You're going to have to prove that in the video demonstration with that Phantom mess that you claimed it was supposed to be ours, you're going to have to prove it is mine. If not, I'm going to get you committing fraud against my company. And that means I'm going to get you a 20-year prison sentence. And you don't look like the type that can survive prison. So, have it. I want my receipts. And if you sit there and say, I have receipts, buddy. I got every last one of them. Yes, I do. Knock yourself out. Oh, wasn't there an incident you guys did something called Crowcast? Where you guys used my copyrighted material without my permission? Remember that? The thumbnail? Well, I'm going to sue all three of you now for copyright infringements for using my copyrights of the thumbnail without my permission. Yeah, I just saw that. A guy pointed it out to me. He said, yo, did you notice that that's your copy? It is my copyright. So, now you got more jail time waiting for you. So I'm going to file a lawsuit against for all three of you for copyright infringements for using my copyrights without my permission. Good luck on that one. Gee whiz Louise. They make it so much easier. I swear I'm going to take all your money and just donate it to charity. That's what I'm going to do. Because we don't need your stuff. But I'm going to enjoy. Your stuff is going to get auctioned off. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to hurt him the most because he feels he's more privileged than the rest of them. It's going to hurt him the most. So you're going to have to break down and you're going to have to tell them that it's fake, that you are buying your products from over the counter, and you're going to have to post this, that you're buying your products from over the counter. They're going to put a statement up there. You're going to put a statement on your website. All right, let me get some phone calls in so we can get that ball rolling right away. Because we do have to contact him. Actually, we have to contact him tomorrow and tell him what we're going to do, so he knows from the door. All right, so we got this demonstration right here. We got him branching and carrying on and acting up. Got spray paint. I told you can't make this stuff up. Oh, hold on a minute. I got to load you to the blacklist today too. Let me go over here real quick. Come out of this site. You're going in the blacklist today. I told you don't make stuff up as you go along. We're going to put down fake range gain because that's what it is. Lying on your website, committing fraud. You're going on the blacklist right now. So I think next demonstration, we're coming here, we're going to load Danny to the blacklist. Now keep in mind, you can get upset and get angry and say that he doesn't belong there. You do. We sent you 2 emails asking you what is the range gain, and you haven't responded back. I've gone through your YouTube channel. I can't find anything. There's nothing there. Now you can type in advanced ambient projection. Our stuff pops up. FLEG, it pops up. Where's your stuff? All right then, we'll go from there. Let me see. I gave you plenty of time to remove it. There's a video showing that we asked you last year to remove it. If you can't back it up, then you kept it there anyway. So that's some of your problem now, buddy. Let's see. I'm gonna log in. Go to Crystal Edge, and let's begin loading to the blacklist. And this is also to warn customers to stay away from your site. Now, you can sit there and say that what we have on the blacklist is slandering you. It's not slandering you. We asked you questions on this. There's other people have asked you questions on this, and you just refuse to respond back to anybody. Just to take your word for it? No, I don't think so. right? They're screaming at me all day. All right, let's get you set up for the blacklist. Let's go. Next video demonstration, Danny's new range gain fake nonsense ends up on the blacklist for everybody to see. The reason why we developed the blacklist wasn't for you guys, it was developed for other stuff. But you guys just took in with so much dirty stuff. We just had to put you on there. And the other guy, good gracious, man. Stuff we found on him was unbelievable. You're going in to the blacklist. All right, we'll be back into admin. Like I said, we've asked him everything we possibly could. We gave him plenty enough time. He should have been able to respond back to us. He said he responds back quickly on messaging, and we haven't got anything back. Let's see where we have contact us. Go to his contact us page. It says right here, we appreciate your time and interest. Note that all communications received will typically be answered within 24 hours. Yeah, we're going to be past that, buddy, already. Thank you for your patience. So we should have got that back a long time ago. Nothing from you at all. Okay, then. Let's begin the process. We'll be back in. We're adding Danny to the blacklist today. And you can go to the blacklist. You can see all the things we've actually found on individuals that were ripping and stealing and robbing from people. I got to put Daybetter up there, too. Daybetter's lead lights are freaking horrible. They're definitely a rip-off. Definitely got to put them up there. And these freaking mats. Gee, was the worst mats I've ever purchased. Never buying those ever again. So we got more stuff on there. We got more fake projectors we're going to be putting up there, too. Also, too, we're going to be doing some research on. But these guys got to go up there. Let's get over to that blacklist. Here we go. We'll be back in. Gotta go, and God bless.